Hi, I'm Lori Gelman. What little girl doesn't love a tea party? And there are so many great things you can do. For example, you can ask the guests to come dressed up, or you can get them to play dress up right at the party. Now, where did I put my purse? There it is. I love edible accessories like this cake, don't you? Actually, this is the creation of Lieve Hansen for Betty Crocker Kitchens. Lieve is going to show us how simple it is to make this very ladylike cake. Hi, Lieve. How are you doing?
Hi, Lori.
I love a tea party, and so do my daughters, so I'm really excited about this one.
Okay, well, let's get started. You're going to need 2 9-inch round cakes and have them chilled beforehand, about 35 to 45 minutes before you actually start cutting them.
And why do you do that?
That's going to reduce the amount of crumbs that you have. It's going to make the cake nice and firm.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do to start is just to cut off a small portion on one of them, and then I'm going to use this as the guide so I can get the same size on the other side.
Because it's important that they completely match?
Exactly. Now I'm not going to discard this. I'm going to keep it to the side for now. And we're going to take some frosting and we're going to spread it on. This is going to be like a little bit of glue to adhere the 2 sides together.
That's such a great color.
Nice and bright. And you can actually just buy food coloring from the grocery store, maybe add about a 1/4 teaspoon, you know, a little bit more if you want to get even more vibrant.
To a full container of
Yep, to
vanilla?
a full If you want a nice pale one, you just need a couple of drops. Now we're going to take this and we're going to place it right on here.
Wow.
And want to hold that in place for me?
Sure.
And I'm going to bring the other one, just going to put a little on the bottom and put it right up next to it and sort of push them together.
Right.
Now, I have these 2 extra pieces here. And instead of discarding them completely, I'm going to carve one of them to look like a little change purse to go along
Aw,
with our purse.
cute.
Make sure they're even. And we can maybe make it a little bit thicker. And again, the same thing, I'll just put a little frosting to adhere them together. And a little frosting on the bottom.
Great.
And then we can just position it
Oh, okay.
off there. And now it's time to crumb coat the cakes.
And what do you do when you crumb coat?
Basically, that's just a thin layer of frosting that we spread over the entire cake, and that's going to seal in any crumbs so that our final layer of frosting is nice and clean.
Great. You want me to do the little one while you do the big
Oh,
one?
that's a great idea.
Okay.
We have some frosting there.
So I don't have to be overly neat, I'm guessing, if it's just a pre-layer.
No, this is just, yeah, just the crumb coat. Just get it on there and then we'll...
What do you do after you crumb coat it?
Well, we're going to chill it in the freezer for another 30 to 45 minutes, and that will firm up the frosting so that when our final coat is done, it's nice and easy to spread it on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I do have one ready to go. It's already been chilled in the freezer.
Oh, good.
And we can do the final coat.
Okay, I'll move this one over.
Thank you. So now it's time for the final coat.
Okay.
Here, I'll turn it a little bit so you can reach it better.
Okay.
And again, you just want to cover the whole cake with frosting, and then you'll worry about smoothing it out.
Right. This doesn't even really have to be for a birthday party either. I mean, you could just, a special tea party.
Mm-hmm. So now I have the whole cake covered, and now I'm going to start to try to flatten it out as much as I can.
Okay.
So there's a good tip, is you should always have a little bucket or a bowl of hot water to dip your spatula in.
Mm-hmm.
Then this hot water will actually melt the frosting right off. Just remember to dry it off. So the heat of the spatula will help smooth the frosting.
Ooh, that does work.
And then each pass that you make to scrape off the frosting, scrape it on the bowl's edge. We're done frosting the cake. Now we get to put on some decorations.
Oh, good.
So the first thing I'm going to do is add a little zigzag decorative border on the top.
Oh, cute.
And I'm going to use some green frosting.
Oh, great.
I'm going to start here and zigzag. And again on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to match the purse also. So I'm going to use a little jelly round for the little purse clasp.
Okay.
I'm going to put it right in the center.
Cute.
Then I'm going to use some licorice for the handle. And just stick it into the cake.
Wow, that's great. Now, do we need one for the change purse?
You can use the licorice, but I'm going to use a little gumdrop and I'm going to cut it. I'm just going to use a scissor. Sort of like those little clasps that open like that. So now we can do the little flower decorations.
Oh, good.
So do you want to maybe put a little flower in the center of the
Sure.
purse?
Good. Orange center and pink petals.
Mm-hmm.
So we're done?
We're done.
It looks so beautiful. Any girl would love this. Any mommy would love this.
Definitely.
You know, a tea party lends itself to all kinds of activities. The little girls might want to make tiaras, and older girls can make jewelry or even bedazzle something. Have you ever bedazzled?
I haven't, but I'd like to try.
It's fabulous.
Okay,
We'll do it
good.
later.
Okay.
That way they have an activity, and then they have a party favor afterwards to take home. Thanks, Lee. This was great.
Thanks for helping.
I'm Lori Gelman.
For more recipe videos, visit lifemadedelicious.ca.